Hi guys, I know I've taken a while. That's because my audio is pretty bad. Today I'm gonna do a tier list of the Frankenstein movies. It's gonna be the first 8, which are the canon ones to the original series. It starts with the original Frankenstein and ends with Abbott Costello meets Frankenstein. Without further ado, let's go to the first one. Now, this was supposed to be based on the book, but it is quite different from the book, I'd say. Like, originally in the book, Henry Frankenstein dies, but in the movie, Henry Frankenstein lives, which is kind of weird, I guess. But, I mean, it is a classic, to be honest. It stands the test of time, I guess, yeah. I do like the scene where Frankenstein creates the monster. I do like the scene, basically, where instead of the normal brain, the assistant of Henry Frankenstein gets the abnormal brain. That was a pretty good scene. So basically, what this movie's about is Frankenstein is a monster and accidentally gets the wrong brain, which causes the monster to kill people, basically. And that's the whole plot of the movie, basically. I mean, it is a classic, so I'll probably give it an S tier. Because, you know, it stands the test of time. Okay, so the second one is The Bride of Frankenstein. Now, I wasn't too keen on this movie because it wasn't really as good as the first one, but what the plot basically is for this movie is Frankenstein's monster wants a wife, basically. So, Dr. Frankenstein and his assistant, Pretorius, and the other assistant try to find a young woman to create a female monster for Frankenstein to have company with. Or no, not Frankenstein, but the monster to have company with. And then it backfires completely in the ending. Basically, the bride turns on the monster, and the building basically explodes, which is pretty fucking cool, not gonna lie. It was a well, it was a good movie. I'd say not as good as the first one, but still pretty good. So I'll give it an A tier. Now the plot for the Son of Frankenstein is well, this is the last movie with the original Frankenstein in it, Boris Karloff. As after that, he retired due to getting sick of the role, I guess, and he probably had other deals at the time, stuff. Now, this movie is about Henry Frankenstein's son, Baron Wolf Frankenstein, and what this movie is basically about is, I guess that's what it's mainly about. And I don't know how the monster gets released again, I forgot. But in the ending, Baron Wolf Frankenstein basically kicks the monster to the acid. That was a pretty awesome scene, I'm not gonna lie. But the monster does brainwash the kid, which is pretty funny. Yeah, it's alright movie, I would say. It's also the first movie with Bela Lugosi in it, who's a really good actor. Yeah. So I'll probably give it a I don't think it's as good as the fourth one, so I'll give it a C. It was alright. Ghost of Frankenstein. Basically, what this movie's about is Igor. is sick of his body and he wants to become the monster basically. So basically Igor swaps with the monster's body and becomes the monster. And I think this is the first movie with Lon Chaney in it, apparently, who's really good as the Wolfman, I'm not gonna lie. I really liked his Wolfman role. It was pretty good. And yeah, it's basically about Igor switching to the monster's body. And that's basically most of what I remember. It was a pretty cool plot. I liked it. So I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah. I'll give it a B. Because the plot was pretty good. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Yeah, it's a pretty good one, yeah. You get to see Lon Chaney as the Wolfman, which is pretty good. And I think also, wait, it's Bela Lugosi the monster in this one? I'm pretty sure in the previous one he was the monster towards the ending. And originally before, what was his name again? I forgot. Originally before Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney was the monster. Fun fact. And I think mid-movie, The Ghost of Frankenstein, it switched to Bela Lugosi. I think originally in the Wolfman movie, Lon Chaney was supposed to play the monster and the Wolfman. That would have been crazy. But I do like the Wolfman movie. It's pretty good. The ending scene between the Wolfman and the monster is pretty good. And what basically this movie is about is this guy named, I forgot his first name. I think it was Jonathan and then Talbot or something. He becomes a wolf because of a curse, because he got bitten by a wolf when he was younger. So he basically wants a cure and he wants to die basically because he's sick of becoming the wolf. And that's basically the whole plot of the movie. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Uh, I'll give it a B. It's pretty good. I do like the battle between the monster and the wolfman in the ending. That was pretty good. House of Frankenstein. This one's kind of forgettable. Give it a D. We do get to see Boris Karloff again, but this movie's kind of lame, I'm not gonna lie though. Kinda sucks. I don't really remember much from it. I think The Ghost of Frankenstein had Ludwig Frankenstein, I'm not sure though. House of Dracula, yeah, that movie sucks, not gonna lie. I didn't really like it. It was kind of forgettable. And now it's the last one, Abbott Costello meets Frankenstein. Now this one is pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's S tier, but I'll give it an A tier. I liked it. I mainly like it because the ending with the Invisible Man was pretty hilarious. And I think Chick and Wilbur basically jump out of the boat and swim away because of the Invisible Man. It was pretty hilarious. And I do like that Bela Lugosi is brought back as Dracula. That was pretty good. And also, I'm trying to think who else. Lon Chaney is the Wolfman, but I feel like what would have been better in this movie if it brought back the original monster, which was Boris Karloff. If that happened, then this would have been here, to be honest. But for that, I have to put it A tier instead. It's still a really good movie, though. Abbott Costello are really funny. Classic comedy team, you know. So, yeah, this is my original Universal Frankenstein series tier list. It only goes up to Abbott Costello. The other ones don't count because that's post Universal. Like, which one was it? Young Frankenstein with Gene Wilder. Yeah, that was way after the original series. So that's definitely doesn't count. You know. Okay, so this is the what the tier list looks like. So S tier I have the original Frankenstein. A tier I have Bride of Frankenstein, Abbott Costello meets Frankenstein. B tier I have Ghost of Frankenstein and Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. C tier I have Son of Frankenstein. D tier I have House of Frankenstein. And F tier I have House of Dracula because it kind of sucks. Yeah, those two kind of suck. So that's why I have it pretty low on the grading. So let me know if you agree with my tier list rankings, and I'll see what I'll do in the future. Anyways, peace.